When all this is said and done, the market's end of the week, basically where they started. So what should be the takeaway from today's market action, from this week's market action? Tim?
Well, I think the market feels more nervous than it did. I mean, I know a week ago, intraday, really, that's the low the markets needed to rally off of, and they did or not retest. And I think there's a lot of people out there that think that a test of that is a place to maybe take a little bit more cover. It was a week when Fed hawks reemerged. It was a week where some of the high momentum, certainly some of the frothy trades are places where I think there even was a lot of pain, even on a rebound day. And it was a day on a rebound day. It wasn't even that great of a rebound day because the rebound kind of failed by the end of the day. And so net to where we were, yes, absolutely. It was it almost felt like that turnaround Tuesday on a Friday. But we also closed 25 or 30 S&P handles off of the intraday highs after the intraday lows. So I don't think that the market feels that comfortable going into next week, even though, again, some technical levels were held. Those are nice bounces. But we do have a Fed that wants to communicate that December is not a fait accompli. We talked about this last night. I'm not sure the 25 bips in December means a lot. It means more about just the Fed's tone, which may be less accommodative.
Yeah, I think tone and glide path are definitely at the forefront here. I mean, we're through 95% of earnings. We do have NVIDIA. We do have some retail names coming on next week. But the bulk of earnings, that has kind of given you your data points going forward. I think, a lot of the win did come out of that AI trade. I think the OpenAI announcement kind of signaling perhaps a desire for Fed backing raised some eyebrows. I think you start to look into the financing and the circular type of dealing that's going on there. But with that said, I'm kind of in lockstep with Tim. I think my biggest takeaway is that one should expect some continued volatility. And we've had quite a suppressed VIX for some time here. And so when you've had that move, particularly since the bottom of April that we've seen from now year to date, I just don't think you can expect there to be a straight line. With that said, I still do see this through somewhat of a positive lens because I do want some air to come out of the cells. What concerns one and kind of makes you a little bit hesitant to deploy capital into winners is when you continue to see earnings grow, but you continue to see price to earnings expansion. At some point, you do want to see some stability there so that you can understand exactly what you're paying for earnings and that you have confidence that what's driving that stock price forward is earning potential and not just people pumping money into that hysteria, if you will. I
feel like if you want some of the wind to come out of the sails, you're sorely disappointed this week. I mean, what looked like it could have been the start of something bigger in terms of a downturn, we basically ended the week flat. So where does that lead? I mean, I don't know, turnaround Tuesday on a Friday, you could make the case that a turnaround Tuesday on a Friday is even more bullish than a turnaround Tuesday on a Tuesday because going into the weekend, why would you want to be long? Why would you want to even up on the week?
Markets never, I shouldn't say that. Markets more often than not don't bottom on a Friday, right? It's a 10% chance in the history of the markets that they bottom on a Friday. They usually bottom on a Monday or Tuesday. So if that's the case, then you don't want to be into the weekend long. You know what didn't bounce today? Bitcoin didn't bounce. Ethereum didn't bounce today. And the glide path, I love that term. If it's off for December, then it could be off for January. So that's what we're worried about. But you know what is off? Powell in May. So this is going to be...
It's just a matter of time, you're saying.
It's just a matter of time. The market's always priced in 4 to 6 months ahead. But I do believe that it is the glide path and it is rates that sold the market off this week.
Right. But of course, Julie, it's NVIDIA. I mean, if NVIDIA had a wildly bullish outlook next week in terms of CapEx, et cetera, I mean, that could change things on a dime right there.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the tentpole of all the tentpoles right now for this theme is people need to feel very good that not only are the CapEx plans still intact, but there's a certain amount of broadening and there is visibility and backlog that's going to be there with or without federal backstops, which I think we can all agree don't sound great to us right now.